think this is the one I already had. Yeah, y'all are billing me now. Y'all are billing me for. What's going on? Oh no. Yeah, he gave me that. Nope. And I forgot to.
That's fine.
Wait a minute. Is yours the 29th or? Yeah. But you know. Anyway, my grandson's is 2 days after mine, and bless his heart, he had his wisdom teeth taken out the day before my birthday, on your birthday, and he didn't do well with it, and we were all just worked up over that. Hey, Harvey.
No, I thought about it the other day.
Yeah.
Didn't even tell me.
I wouldn't use it.
Yes, I forgot about that.
This time last year,
Better than I deserve.
Well, gee, what a difference a year can make, right?
You know, like a lot of people. He's waffling. He's waffling. So that was in 19. And I had surgery at the beginning of 20. Of course, I gave my seat. Well, then, of course, with the pandemic. So, fortunately, I had my practice time for 3 years. Yeah, I don't know what I got. I don't know if I got sciatic nerve.
Is it down in your leg?
My hips and both legs. I did MRI last weekend. I go Monday and find out about it, see what they can do.
Have you ever had back problems before?
I had surgery for that one time in 2012. And it just cleared it up. I don't know if it's something different. Or they can't go back and undo what they did.
No. Well, I sure hate to hear that. I had back surgery in '99 that was not successful.
I don't want to go through it, but if I had to, I will.
Yeah.
gone through that.
I'm ready to go home. Yeah, we need to get going. It's time.
All right, well, let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. A lot of people here tonight. Welcome to the town meeting for the town of Oakland. Thursday, August 21st at 7 p.m. Madam Recorder, we do have a quorum. All members are present. And if you'll all join me, we're going to rise for a prayer from Mr. Cates, Vice Mayor Cates, and a pledge of allegiance.
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for this another day you've given us. Just thank you for all the blessings of life. I just pray for this board tonight, Lord, that you would just give us a wisdom, knowledge to make the right decision, move in the right direction. At the end of the day, that everything will be said and done will be according to your will and best for the town and for our citizens. Put a hand over our town, Lord, and just protect it in a special way. Thank you for all our employees, Lord, and what they go through. Just pray and ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, next on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Mr. Ellis, are there any additions or deletions?
Yes, Mayor and Board, I'd like to add to the end of the agenda, we have some invoices for your approval. We have 2 invoices. I think that paperwork was at your desk when you got here tonight. And also under item 6, special items, let's add a special announcement by the mayor, please. That's all I have.
I got one I'd like to add, if it's okay with the board. I'd like to add, I think it would probably, I don't see any old business, but it would probably be under old business. Taking cars home at town-owned automobiles.
Can we move on, Vice Mayor's microphone down to him, so when he's
I'm
talking?
sorry.
There you go, thank you.
If it's
Thank you,
okay
sir.
with the board, I'd like to add that to the agenda.
That'd be under old.
Yeah, it should be under old business, but we don't have any old business, or we can put it everywhere you want to.
I'd like for Mr. Minor to tell me where to put it on the agenda.
Well, you can have
I think it would be under other items of business at the end.
Right.
At the end,
We can do C.
That'd be fine.
Is there anything else?
I make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I have a motion to approve as amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from the vice mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have an agenda. All right, next is the approval of minutes. We have minutes from July 17th, regular board meeting. Take a minute and look through it. I'll take a motion whenever you're ready.
Everybody look at it, make a motion to pass it as is.
I have a motion to pass from the vice mayor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Campbell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, July 17th, works session minutes. Take a motion when you're ready.
Nobody has any changes, I'll make a motion to pass them as is.
Motion to pass as is from the vice mayor.
Second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We have one more, work session minutes from August the 7th.
Make a motion to pass it as is.
Motion to pass from the vice mayor. Is there a second? Second from Alderman Bailey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There we go. Okay. Oh, the next is the special item. At this time, I would like to ask our Public Works Director, Dennis Mullins, and our Police Chief, Chief Earl, could you guys please come forward? I'm gonna come down front.
Come on up in the hole.
Come up in here.
Yeah. That way you can face the audience. Turn around and face that way.
I don't ever know what's gonna happen.
I don't either. If everybody can hear me, these two gentlemen have dedicated 15 years of service to the town of Oakland. They are definitely an asset to our community. And tonight, from the town, I have a plaque presented to Police Chief Chris Earl. And also to Dennis Mullins.
Speech. Dennis, you're supposed to make a speech. Can you make it? Can you make it?
Yeah, you're right. All righty. Next on the agenda is citizens' comments. This portion of the agenda is reserved for public comment from town of Oakland residents who wish to comment on matters that are germane to the items on tonight's agenda. Speakers shall limit their comments to 3 minutes unless additional time is allowed by the chair. The total length for this public comment shall not exceed 10 minutes. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak tonight?
One back there.
Be about what's on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
What is it about?
I just have a question about where's the park?
Where's the park?
I just moved here, but I used to live here a long time ago, and
Gotcha.
I was wondering what's going on with the park situation.
Park's on Highway 64. It's on a street that is called Mewburn Farm Road. It's a new street. You have to drive to the back to see where they're building it.
They are building it?
They are building it. Right now, they're are putting in irrigation, is that correct?
And lighting, yes.
And lighting, and,
Concession stand, walls are up.
Thank you.
we have 2 buildings that we're building down there, and they're under construction as we speak.
When you go down that road, it's on the left, subdivision's on the right across from it.
Anyone else? Come on up.
I want to talk about the item number 13, Ordinance 2510, repealing the portion of ordinance relating to peddlers, solicitors, transient vendors, and street marketers. I am 100% opposed to doing any repealing that may require, or not require, peddlers, door-to-door salesmen, et cetera, not to have to come to the town and get a license just like anybody else trying to do business in this town, be it a food truck or a shoe salesman. It doesn't really matter. This is a matter of safety for the people that live in Oakland. You have uninvited strangers knocking on your door. This is the first step to their safety. And anybody that wants to go off on, well, it's their First Amendment right, something wrong with them, because this is an ordinance that, or one very similar to it, as I'm sure Mr. Minor can attest, is common across Tennessee in hundreds, if not thousands, of towns across our state. If you want to come to door, I, as a homeowner, should not be required to put a no soliciting sign on my yard. I don't want solicitors to start with. I might even run into some weird sign law, because it seems like it changes every few days. But people that are going to come door to door in this town need to come to this city hall and present their credentials and pay for a permit. And it's the first step of safety for everybody that lives here. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak tonight? All right, we'll move on. Comments from the mayor. I don't have many comments tonight. I hope everybody's enjoying the summer and this nice warm weather. I do not complain when it's this hot. I save my complaining for January and February. So there's still a few weeks left. Enjoy it while you can. Next is comments from the Board of Aldermen. Are there any aldermen who have any comments?
I do.
Ms. Hallmark?
Of course, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I would like to address the issue of what the citizen, Mr. Roy Newhouser, addressed, because recently I know I'd contacted our chief of police and also our town manager. I had an incident where I was doing some painting of some furniture in my garage, and twice in 1 week a gentleman came up and solicited for a pest control company. And I saw some comments on Facebook from other people. And I warned the gentleman, had you gone to go get a permit from the office? And one of the gentlemen said no. He didn't know anything about it. I said, I'm just going to give you a warning. You need to do that before you go knock on any more doors. And then the other, when I was coming back into the neighborhood later on in the week, after going to get some supplies, again, I saw a different gentleman. 2 of them got out of a car, and I followed them down my street, and I stopped one of them and asked him, who do you represent? And he had a hat on. He said, this pest control company. I said, have you already been to my door already? And he said, well, it wasn't me. They've got 5 people soliciting. So I said, well, where's your permit? And he said, oh, we've been approved. I don't have one on me, but my supervisor says we've been approved. And after discussion and talking with the town manager, it turned out that our ID badge machine is broken. And they could not get an ID badge to show anybody on here. They were not even given a printout to show on the person. Well, see, I do have something here, and I need to find out, can we get that ID badge fixed? I think this is an issue with the VR tech company or something. But we got to have that if people are trying to abide by the rules.
I don't defer to Chief Gaines. That machine has been repaired, right?
So the machine that's broken is a 15-year-old machine. The town just purchased a brand new machine, very nice. Had a meeting with them today to do the designs. I've promise next week, it'll be up and going and ready to go.
I also want to congratulate Blake Coker on an outstanding report from the environmental people that came out for the sanitation checks that they did, and spent the time with them and gave them accolades for the report. Excellent job, considering the issues that they have had to deal with the rain and all these other things. So I read through the report, and it was excellent, and I commend your department for the excellent report, sir.
I'd like to congratulate and thank Dennis Mullins and the police chief for the year's service they've done and what they do to help Oakland. And I'd also I guess Harvey, or if Eric is not here, probably hit on it later about the busted water pipes, but man, we don't appreciate these guys enough till you go see them down in one of them holes, mud and water up to their waist trying to get something fixed. But I'd like to just tell them that we appreciate what they do. You know, I made Harvey or Eric, somebody might want to touch on that later. But thank y'all.
Anybody else? Okay. Consideration of department director reports. Is there any department head? Come on, Chief Chief Walls.
I have just a few things to mention. One is we just have been audited by the Tennessee Fire Commission on our training records for state pay. State pay is a program that the town participates in that for X amount of training, the state gives a per diem bonus to the firefighter. But being state dollars, they're pretty meticulous on where that money goes, and they send a team to audit us this year, and we did excellent on the audit. So Assistant Chief Hathcock is over that program, and I congratulate him on that. Also, if you noticed out in front of the fire station, if you haven't, as you leave, look over there and you'll see a beautiful stone that mimics the police department, except theirs does look a little bit better. And I would like to thank Paul Lewis and Border Designs for that. They did a wonderful job, and it amazes me on the work that they can do. Also, I'd like to, at this time, bring one of our lieutenants, Kyle Borland, up. He's going to talk about Breast Cancer Month and pushing breast cancer T-shirts. Lieutenant?
Thanks, Chief. Good evening. I know most of you. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Kyle Borland. I'm a lieutenant with the fire department, and I'm also the secretary-treasurer of the Oakland Firefighters Association. We're local 5205 of the International Association of Firefighters. And from now through the end of October, we're doing a fundraiser. We're going to be selling these T-shirts. I intended to wear mine today, but I couldn't find that rascal anywhere, so you get pictures. I don't model them too good anyway. I'm a fireman, not a model. But we've got these pictures here. I'm going to leave these out front, if that's all right with y'all, on that table. And if you're interested in purchasing one, all of the proceeds are going to go to the West Cancer Center. So we do it through a third-party dealer. They will take care of shipping, handling. They take care of customer service, all that stuff. But all the proceeds are going to West Cancer Center. I'm going to leave this barcode out front along with the pictures. You just scan this barcode with your phone. It'll take you right to where you can purchase one of those shirts. And God willing, we're going to have some colder months here soon, so we also have them available in sweatshirts and hoodies. So that's all I got.
Kyle, when can we order those? When can we start ordering?
Now.
Okay.
Yep, they're available from now until the end of October.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other department head with merchandise to sell?
Nothing to sell. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to give you a brief update on the construction. We're in the final stages of the first phase. So September 9th is our tentative date to transition into our 2 new basins. So we are very excited for that. Also, if there's any questions about the reports, ask them now or feel free to grab me on the back. Ms. Hummel is Correct. We did improve from our previous inspection. Proud to say we had a 60% reduction in our total number of violations from the last inspection to this next one we just had. So we're very proud of that. Yeah, that's all I got. We're looking forward. Please, I encourage y'all. That's it. Come tour the plant. I haven't seen a single one of you except for the mayor. So it's almost up and running. It's only going to get busier. So if you want to, come sooner than later, because it's about to be
Did
crazy.
you say it's already up and running?
Well,
Do they have
it's
water
up
in the
enough.
basement?
You can see everything now, and
they
you
have
get a
water in the
real, no, but they will by Monday. So they'll have water over the diffusers to test them. So, again, it'll be busy times. We'll have startup crews from the manufacturers there training us, but I'd be glad to tour anybody. It's a really exciting thing. We're gonna have a premier plant in West Tennessee, so much to be excited about.
Hey, when was the completion date on that project?
The ultimate completion date, I want to say, is in April, but as we've discussed, this first, getting into that 2 million gallons of capacity is going to take a huge burden off of us as far as treating the waste. So.
Right. I just know Wolfer's been doing a good job. They've been a few weeks ahead, most of the schedule. So.
They have. It's been very good working with both Wofford and J Company. They've been very easy to work with.
Thank you, Blake.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any questions for Blake?
No, I have one, I have a comment, okay.
Thanks.
I had a comment for, fire chief.
Yes.
Those of you that have never taken one of them state tests, they're not a walk in the park and they're not a gimme. So these gentlemen in the past, I had to go through firefighter 1, 2, and 3 when I worked for Varney, so if his men are doing that good, congratulations, chief, you and your department.
Excellent. Any other department head?
Right. I just want to hit on what Mr. Frank was talking about earlier. Been a rough week on the water department. We've been hit 4 times by boring companies. They're installing Chickasaw fiber. I think they've been through some of y'all's neighborhoods already. If you're on the north side, they're heading your way. But they're really good at finding water lines for us. So expect outages. They're going to happen, but we're going to get on it and get it back on. So just bear with us. It might get a little hairy.
Yes.
All right, that's all I got.
Are they covering the cost on this damage?
If we have it marked correctly, yes. Unfortunately, a lot of this infrastructure is old. Tracing wire does not work. We're having to make our best educated guess, and unfortunately, Tuesday we guessed wrong, and they guessed right. So it's just unfortunate event.
Make sure you tell your guys what I said. I appreciate it.
Oh, yes, sir.
And they were, it's just, see them off in that hole wading mud and water.
It's not a fun job.
It was just, I stayed over there probably 30, 40 minutes.
They appreciate you dropping by.
But they do a good job, and tell them thank you.
Will do. Y'all got anything else?
All right.
Thank you.
It's only a few department heads left. Anybody want to come? Is there any question for department head from the alderman? Okay, move on. Next is town manager's report. Mr. Ellis.
I only have 2 quick things. I want to make you aware of the Liberty Tree dedication. If you remember the gentleman that came before you a few months ago planted a tree in the Northwoods Park near the lake. The tree is alive and thriving. I think he's actually been coming by and watering it as well. So he is going to have a Liberty Tree dedication ceremony at the Northwoods Park on Saturday morning, August the 30th at 9 a.m. And they're going to do a quick little ceremony. The event is sponsored by the Isaac Shelby chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution. And he wanted to make sure that I invited you guys and the public to that event. 9 a.m. Saturday morning the 30th.
Excellent.
Second thing, I also want to remind you guys and invite you to, we are having a Lee Yancey Memorial Highway sign dedication Friday the 29th at 11 a.m. The Yancey family is a long-term family in this town, prominent family, and the signs have been erected. If you look on 64, you'll see them, and they're having a lot of his family come in from out of town. So you're welcome to come and attend that short ceremony. Okay. That's all I have.
Excellent. All righty. Next on the agenda is a old business ordinance on the second and final reading. This is ordinance 2509 to amend the Hidden Springs Plan Development, the Fields of Hidden Springs, phases section C, D, and E under the General Development Plan. At this time, I will declare a public hearing open. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak for this tonight? Anyone to speak for this? Okay, is there anyone here who wishes to speak against this? Mr. Lykin.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, Alderman, my name is Don Lykin. I live at 105 Cypress Point Road in the Fields of Hidden Springs. I've been a resident of Oakland since 2011. And I've watched with a certain amount of dismay the way things have, in my opinion, gone downhill in our particular area. And this latest plan that they're requesting a change in zoning is a further degradation, in my opinion. And as I look at this, I see lots on here down as low as 7,500 square feet, and then 10,000 max. My home sits on approximately 12,000 square feet. That's what all the homes in the fields were intended to be on. And if for those of you who don't remember, basically you had 3 subdivisions, and moving along, the fields was supposed to be the larger homes, a lot of 3-car garages and so forth. This would be going backwards, and I don't see the things that have disappeared. No more sidewalks, no more lights in the front yards. That's all gone away already in the second iteration, and I'm sure this would just be a furtherance of that. We've got enough issues with infrastructure in Oakland, and this kind of density is not going to help us. We've got enough issues with roads and traffic, and it's only going to get worse. This was already approved. I understand that. There was a certain amount of lots that were approved and a certain size. I would not like to see that zoning change. That's my opinion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else who wishes to speak against it? Come on up.
Has a lot of traffic on it, as does 64, and it's just going to continue to get worse. I haven't seen any plans for right turn lanes or left turn lanes. The road's going to stay like it is, and suddenly we're going to change what was approved a long time ago to add a whole bunch more houses. Most of those houses will probably have 2 drivers. That's 2 extra cars. And if y'all think traffic's bad right now between, let's say, 4 and 6 o'clock, it's going to just get worse, making that right-hand turn off of 64 going down 194. It's going to be atrocious. It's going to essentially stop 1 full lane for another mile or so. I guess a whole lot of consideration has been given to developers, but very little consideration has been given to traffic flow, which has to go along with something like this. Thank you.
Anyone else who wishes to speak out against this project? Seeing no one coming forward, I'm going to declare the public hearing closed. And I will take a motion to hear.
You're gonna have people that can speak in favor.
I did that first.
Okay.
Thanks for paying attention. I'm just teasing. All right, ordinance 2509, need a motion to hear. I have a motion to hear ordinance 2509. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Ordinance 2509. Mr. Ellis, do you want to address this? Should I call Mr. Corton up to present this to the board? Is there anyone here for the plan development tonight? Mr. Burnett, is that why you're here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I,
Yes.
would you like to come address the board?
Yes, sir.
No, sir, I don't have anything.
Ed, do you have anything? Okay.
Good evening. My name is Josh Burnett. I'm the engineer representing Renaissance Development. Address is 3157 Highway 64, East Tennessee. So the reason I get out of the bed every morning is to bring homes to families, old ones and young ones, especially new families right now because it's harder for new families to afford a home. It's down to 12%, and it's very difficult. So we're trying to make these things work. We're also trying to give good communities. And when we have a community like the Fields where we see ways to improve it, and we have that opportunity with the talents that we have, we want to take that opportunity. That's what this is. This is not a cash grab. Because if it was, I would be asking for more lots. Right now, we're keeping the same number of lots. There's 247 80-foot wide lots that are 10,000 square feet. That's what's entitled right now. So this plan is not increasing the number of lots or adding to the traffic. Right now, we could go in with 247 80-foot wide lots, and the traffic would stay the same. And this is an entitled lot layout. What we've done here is we're giving to this plan rather than taking. We're giving approximately 4 acres of detention down in the bottom. The existing plan shows no detention. We're having a common area with a mailbox in the south. The existing plan does not have any common open space whatsoever. Therefore, you're going to continue to run into the mailboxes on the side of the roads like we have in the waters and like we have in the gardens. We're given a curvilinear road network. Now, does 2 things. It slows down, well, 3 things actually. It slows down traffic. It provides some view sheds. But the main thing what this does is it follows the existing drainage pattern so that we can easily get water out. The existing plan consists of straight roads that go east and west and north and south. What that tells you is that the previous developer who had this plan entitled did not have any concern to the citizens whatsoever. There was no creativity. He took his line, he offset it for the maximum number of lots that he could get on this piece of property with 80-foot wide lots. It looks good, I guess, and it's great for the developer to make a bunch of money off of that if he's trying to pack in lots, but it's not being thoughtful to the existing topography. This plan also takes the lots off the overhead line that's on the east side of the property. So instead of having houses very close to the Chickasaw overhead line, we're pulling them away so that they can have a nice backyard and they're not cramped. That's the intent. The intent here is to take a plan that had no creativity and bring some creativity back so that we can solve some of these problems on the front end rather than letting them turn into the same old that we have out there already. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that we have.
Does anybody have a question?
I do. Did I understand you say that you wasn't changing the sizes of the lots from what was there?
The lots are changing. So right now, we are entitled to 247 80-foot wide lots. We're changing this to have a mixture of 80-foot wide lots on the adjacent to the existing field subdivision, so nothing changes on the north side.
Why would you change the size of the lot? Did I
So-
ask you
so-
that?
Why would we change the size of the lots?
Yeah, why would you?
We're entitled to 247 lots, and with every amount of infrastructure that you give, you have to find a way to pay for it. So since they're entitled to 247 lots, we're asking that as we give these common open space and these amenities to the citizens, we're asking for the same equivalent number of lots.
You building the same size houses on those smaller lots?
The houses will vary in size because the lot size is smaller.
What's the average size house over in that area now?
There's houses that range from the gardens. I'm assuming you're around between 2,000 and 2,500 square feet in the gardens. Those are 50-foot wide lots. These are 60-foot wide lots. So you're going to be you're going to probably range from 2,500 to 3,500 square feet on these houses.
On those new ones?
Sir?
On the new houses?
Yes, sir.
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I've had a citizen contact me and was wanting to know who's the builder going to be. Now, I know Regency has done the gardens and a lot of the others. Do we know yet who the builder would be?
We don't know yet, but most likely Regency. That's who we typically work with. So comparison, you can look at Cypress Creek, that new subdivision on Highway 64, the one with the fountain. Regency's building in there. There are 60-foot wide lots in that subdivision. And right now, houses are starting at $500,000 and going up. So the quality, just because a lot size is smaller, does not mean the quality is reduced.
But you don't know who the builders are gonna be?
Most likely Regency.
Didn't answer my question. Do you know who they gonna be? You
Right
guessing?
now,
Yeah, you guessing, or is that for sure?
well, every lot that we've sold lately, it's been to Regency. So if I'm not a betting man, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that something won't change.
It's a
But
couple-
I'm not,
It's a
I'm-
couple builders I don't wanna see building that.
there's a lot of builders around here that I don't wanna see building, and we don't use those builders. Every subdivision that we have and those builders that you're referring to are not in our developments, because I care.
Any more questions for Mr. Burnett? All right. Mr. Burnett, if you're done, thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
I'd like to get a motion before we have a discussion. Can we discuss before I get a motion?
Typically, no. I mean, you would typically get a motion
And then have a discussion?
Right.
Okay.
You have a motion, a second, and if it's a main motion, which it would be, we would have discussion. After discussion, then we would have the vote on a main motion.
Does anybody here want to make a motion? One way or another. You can always withdraw the
Make a,
motion.
you make a motion to hear ordinance.
No, we already did that.
Already did that.
That's why we're talking about it.
Or you're making a motion to vote? Because we closed
Motion
discussion?
to accept or no, we discuss after.
If we've already made the motion to hear, and now we've had the discussion, then we have a motion to vote. That's what has to happen now.
Right.
And I can move to question to say go straight to vote. We've had enough discussion.
Right. Or it'd be a motion to vote with second, and then you can discuss after that.
I thought we already had discussion.
If you guys want to discuss it, we heard from the public and we heard from
The board itself can discuss after a second.
And then we have another motion to
No,
vote on it.
That's all.
But I mean, you can call the question if you think that the discussion is,
I'd
I
like to
need-
call the question. I believe we've had enough discussion. He's asked us if we all had questions. I've asked my questions. I think we beat it to death, so I'm ready to vote. Call the question.
Well, I don't have a question because I don't have a
Well-
motion.
Call the question means you ask for the motion. That's what call the question means.
Call the question means I ask for the vote.
just ask.
That's right. Ask for a motion for the vote.
Just
I'll
ask.
make a motion that we approve ordinance 25-09 to amend the Hidden Springs Plan Development Fields Phases Section C, D, and E General Development Plan. Do
All
I
right,
have
I
a
have
second?
a motion to accept ordinance 2509. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. Now, is there any discussion from the aldermen? Any questions or discussion amongst yourselves? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Uh,
You opposed?
yes.
We have 4 yeses, 1 no. The vice mayor is the no vote. The motion passes. All right, moving on. New business ordinances on the first reading. This is ordinance 2510, repealing a portion of ordinance 2324 relating to peddlers, solicitors, transient vendors, and street barkers. Do I have a motion to hear?
Motion here.
Motion to hear from the vice mayor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Alderman Campbell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Mr. Ellis, would you like to
I can.
talk about ordinance 2510?
I can, yes. This ordinance is amending the peddler's ordinance 2324, sections 1 and 2, removing the language that excluded dwellings from places that peddlers and solicitors are allowed to visit. Ordinance 2324 is a good ordinance. It has a process in place. A permit is required. A fee is collected. Background checks are in place. ID cards are issued. The only thing this is doing is amending the exclusion of dwellings, that language from ordinance 2324. I think Attorney Minor could chime in if he would like. We received legal consultation from MTAS and said that that language was probably not a good idea we had that in there.
They did, and that was, of course, their legal department, but also, remember, the town has in place a no solicitation list, which if properly promoted by the town, any private business or homeowner has the right to sign up. The peddler or solicitor that's coming in to receive a permit will be required to review and consult with that list. And if some homeowner or some business is on that list, then those addresses must be honored as far as no solicitation. So I think that's a critical point as well.
That no solicitation form will be pushed out in the next few days. It'll be on the website, it'll be on Facebook, it'll be out front. And once you sign up for that, it's a pretty simple little form. Get it back to us and you'll go on the list. As Attorney Minor said, when they're issued a permit, they're given that list of no solicitation and addresses.
Is there anything in here covers the time they can do that?
Well, this doesn't address, all this does is reinstate the ability of a solicitor, if they meet all the other requirements, to also solicit within residential neighborhoods. As far as the time limitations, those are unchanged.
I believe,
Remember what it was, 30 minutes before sundown?
Sunset,
I think that's what it was, Jesse.
that is in the original ordinance, and that wouldn't be changed.
That would not be
change that,
changed.
No.
So, just so I'm clear, this is allowing people to go door-to-door sales as long as they comply with going to code enforcement, getting a permit, getting a background check and an ID badge, and that permits them to go forward. The list of the no solicitation list, is that provided to them? Do they have to
Yes.
request it?
No, it's given with the permit.
It's given with the permit?
Yes.
Okay,
And it's only addresses, no names.
okay. Before we go any further, if I can get a motion from an alderman, you guys can talk about it as long as you like. But I need a motion on ordinance 2510.
Make a motion to accept it as changed.
We have a motion to accept from the vice mayor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Hummel. Any discussion? Any questions?
I have a question. How long will these permits be good for?
I was afraid you'd ask because I didn't look at that. I think it's 14 days, but I could be wrong. I can look it up and email you guys tomorrow.
And how
We're
will
not
it-
changing, it's the same existing ordinance we've had.
And this will be published where they can see it on a weekend that they need to do this?
I mean, what will be published? That a permit's
The or-
required?
Mhm.
I don't know how we would do that. I don't know what your question, I really don't understand what you're
Well,
asking.
I've noticed an uptake of them taking advantage of the no permit situations on weekends and
Well, no, I
soliciting
mean,
on the
no one will be
weekends.
here to give a permit, so yeah, that I
So-
can, we'll include some language when we
No.
push out the no solicitation, I suppose, that, the permit hours, weekly, Monday through Friday.
Now, I looked at the permit request for the pest control company that came through, and the permit they came in on, the company supervisor came in on July the 5th and filled out the form and did all that stuff they needed to do. Then they came back on July 25th, which was stamped by our code enforcement office, showing that they paid their check, and it was times 5, so they were covering it for 5 people that were gonna run the neighborhood.
Okay. I want to know about the ID badges and the Saturday. Lieutenant Perry, do you have any information on?
Well, Mayor, my only question was to Mr. Harvey. Now, what about, you've got several, of course, subdivisions that have HOAs, and those subdivisions, they have no soliciting, so how, is each house in that HOA gonna have to come back here, or can that, like, subdivision submit saying, like, say, Cross Creek had a no soliciting in their subdivision, and maybe, you know, River Oaks or whatever, how are we gonna handle that?
I would think that if an HOA bans it, that we could put the entire subdivision on that.
Right, provided that that the HOA properly gives notice to the solicitor. I mean, if the solicitor, if it's within their private covenants, I mean, the solicitor's not going to know how to access those.
Can you list entire neighborhood on the no solicitation
That's the
list?
Oh, I would say yes, you can. If that's the if the HOA requires it, if the homeowner lives in a subdivision that is subject to an HOA and that HOA restricts that solicitation, then that homeowner is bound by those requirements of its own HOA.
Okay. Lieutenant, what about on a Saturday, like the alderman mentioned? There's no code enforcement. People can just go door to door. Would that be when or chief, if you want to comment, would that be when the police get involved?
Yeah, you know, I mean, they're gonna call the police and the police will make the scene and deal with it, so.
And they'll check them for the permit.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're allowed to do it on the weekend.
No. I mean, they're allowed to do it on the weekend. I don't think there's any time requirements on that.
Alderman Bailey, did you have a question?
If you have to have a permit, if you have to have a permit to solicit, day of the week shouldn't matter. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
Thursday. Right.
But I think
If you have to have a permit, you have to have a permit.
I think what Alderman Austin was saying is people will come in on a Saturday when our code enforcement office is closed, therefore they cannot get a permit, and they go solicit door-to-door sales, and they think, well, I can do it today because I don't have a permit. No, I can't get a permit. That's,
Well, it was a Saturday when I approached this young man, and the police were able to verify that they had a permit, even though they didn't have the working badge to identify. And this was on a Saturday. So if someone shows up and they don't have their badge, they're going to know, like the other guy said, what badge, what permit. And if obviously then they don't know, you can contact the police department. They'll come and say you must cease and desist and come back on Monday and get a badge or a permit or whatever.
Yeah,
So they knew this person had a permit.
okay.
Correct.
Any other discussion, any other questions? I do have a motion and a second. Is that correct, Madam Recorder?
That is correct.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay. All in favor? Vote yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Vote no. Okay. Did at least 3 of you vote yes?
Yes.
I was waiting for a little bit better motion. I said, do I hear a motion to vote? We had a motion to hear. There's 2 different motions. Because the person, but whatever.
No. Who made the motion to
To hear.
The Vice Mayor.
Kate.
And who seconded the motion? Okay.
So that was to hear it, to
No,
get information.
that was to approve ordinance 2510.
No, that was to hear. You said, do I have a motion to hear?
Madam Recorder, who made the motion to hear?
To hear was Mr. Kate and seconded by Mr. Campbell. Then we did an action motion to approve, and it was Kate that made the motion, and then you made
Okay.
the second.
Okay.
I said, now we're voting.
So we'll vote. We'll do a roll call vote to make it simple. This is a motion to approve ordinance 2510. Alderman Campbell, yes. Alderman Austin,
Yes.
Alderman Hummel,
Yes.
Alderman Bailey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Case.
Yes.
All right. Motion passes 5-0. Okay. Moving on. Consideration of resolutions under old business. This is resolution 2516, adoption of an official town logo. Can I get a motion to hear?
I have a motion to hear.
Motion to hear. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, Board, you guys are very familiar with this. This has been brought up several times in the past. Hopefully tonight will be the last time we have to discuss this. There's been an additional logo submitted tonight for your review and consideration. Staff recommends the logo that was designed by Mr. Joe McDonald.
It was not in my packet. I don't know if it was in the others.
I
Joe?
got 2. I don't know
Also-
why I've got 2.
They're slightly different.
I could not find the difference.
I
And I
can
also
tell you.
know that
Is
there's
this one of those tests, find the difference?
I can tell you.
You know what I mean?
It took me about 30 seconds, but the inner circle is red on one and blue on the other one.
All right, blue. I know there's another logo that a graphic artist is coming up with for us.
Well, the only comment I have, if I may, Mr. Mayor, the only comment I have about it, I think it looks great. I really like it. I like the acorn in it and all the 3 stars for Tennessee. The only thing is our fire chief pointed out at one of our last meetings that we had, he said using red and this color, if I'm correct, Chief Walls, wherever he is. Somewhere back there. The red is hard to pick up on the vehicles, is that right?
No, you just outline it.
Something like that? Is he back there?
Yeah, he's back there, he's stunned.
Chief Walls, can I get your comments about using red and the logo? Where you mentioned it one
The more
point?
colors you have, the harder it's gonna be and
Shows
more
it.
costly.
Yeah. But I like the clarity on it. I think it is good, but I do happen to like the preferred one that I've heard that a lot of people really like, which is one done by Mr. McDonald. But I do think it's a good sketch.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion and table this. I think we got a lot more pressing business that we need to look at than a town level right now.
I got a motion to table from Alderman Campbell. Is there a second?
I'm against second at this. I'm against tabling this right now. I'm like Harvey. This thing been going on for 3 doggone months.
Well,
And
there
if
hasn't
we can't settle among ourselves what we want, you don't have to go through the board. Just pick one and use it. This has been going on for 3 or 4 months, and I'm sick of listening to it every meeting.
Understood.
So
Not
they
been-
can either settle now or you pick one.
I kind of agree with Alderman Campbell. There's not a lot of public input on this. I have a motion. Is there a second?
Motion fails for lack of a second.
Is there a second? Motion fails for lack of a second.
Thank you.
All right.
So now we can have discussion.
Well,
I move the question.
I think that there's other people that have input on this. And
In all fairness, Mr. Mayor, this has been going on since February, and we've extended it and extended it and extended it. We've had 2 workshops that people could have presented their things, and most of the town people abided by the initial requirement and deadline. And now it seems like if we got a chum, we have breakfast with somebody, yeah, come on, we'll just keep extending it, keep coming on in. And we've already, people have said, employees have said they're rallying around that one. I think we need to move on. I think it's very clear. We've given every opportunity. Even tonight, we could have had more, as we've had one tonight. So I move to the previous question that we vote on accepting Joe McDonald's logo that as he is presented as in the resolution 2516. Do I have a second?
I have to have a motion.
I just made it. I said I have a motion to approve ordinance 2516.
You make a motion.
I made the motion just now. I moved to make a motion that we accept the adoption of official town logo as we previously selected in 2 different workshops. And do I have a second?
Well, that's my job.
No, sir, we keep
Is that-
moving. Let's
Does
move
that
on.
logo suit you, Harvey?
Yes, sir.
I second the motion. Let's get this over
We
with.
got a second from the vice mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Jesus.
All right.
Listen to it.
Consideration of resolutions for new business. I have resolution 2525, establishing a penalty. Okay. Establishing a penalty for failure to obtain a permit. Can I get a motion to hear? Motion to hear from the vice mayor. Mr. Ellis, is this you, or would this be Joe McDonald?
Joe McDonald is off sick tonight, so I will try my best to explain it. It's pretty simple, actually. So we currently don't have a resolution or ordinance that would allow us to issue a penalty for someone who fails to get a permit. This resolution will allow us to double the amount of the regular permit fee for people who choose not to get one. We had multiple this week, fence permits. We get a call, fence is going up. Unfortunately, it was in the golf course and it was a wooden fence, so it was a bunch of calls. They never pulled a permit, so we had no recourse to get, we go tell them stop, put a stop work order, come and get your permit. But there are many that could slip through, and we have no way to penalize them for going around the system that we have in place. So that's simply all this is trying to do.
How does this impact the new homeowner who just moved in? I'm gonna have to ask you guys in the back to stop talking. I've got aldermen up here that can't hear. How does this impact? I need quiet, Mr. Fisher. How does this impact the resident who just moved here may not be aware that there is that they have to get a permit to put up a fence or put up a shed or do whatever they need to do?
I would think that's pretty common knowledge, but I would answer it this way. In the last few weeks, few months after a meeting, I am posting all the past resolution and ordinance on the homepage of our website. They're not searchable, but I try to put an explanation as to the content of that resolution or ordinance next to it that can clearly guide someone to do that. So if this passes, it will be on the website soon after.
You recommend it?
Yes, sir. This is actually from Mr. Joe McDonald's recommendation, and I support that.
Does he have any discretion over who he finds and when, or is it?
I wouldn't think so. I think it's pretty cut and dry. If you don't obey the rules, you could get double penalty, or you do get double penalty.
Okay.
I make a motion to pass it, ordinance 2525.
I have a motion from the Vice Mayor to pass Resolution 2525. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Campbell. Is there any discussion or question from the Alderman? Okay, go ahead.
I don't think, we got, an answer there. It's like you said, if somebody moves into town, they buy a house, there's fence, storage building, they just bought the house, but there never was a permit to put the fence in it.
I don't know. I mean,
You know,
I'm open to ideas. I mean, I don't want to be, with all due respect, if someone moves in the subdivision and they don't cut the grass, how do they know we're going to write them a letter after 12 inches? I mean, it's,
I don't know how they would know.
I don't either. So tell me what you would like me to do to notify people. I mean, other than putting the ordinances on the website. That's the best I could do, unless you have ideas.
Well, no. I think his question is, what if someone
I know
moves
what he's
in
saying.
and something's already existing there that they didn't get a permit? Now you're gonna go find the new homeowner for something they didn't do.
No. Explain that again.
What if you buy a house that has a fence but
Yeah.
never got a permit?
No, we wouldn't do that. No.
Okay,
No, that's not an option. No. So that goes to your discretion question, I guess, Mayor, that I wasn't understanding.
That's okay. That's okay.
I have a question. What is the town's definition of related improvements to property?
Again, I'd have to defer to Joe, and he's not here, so you reading from the ordinance itself?
Yes. Building, structures, and related improvements.
What section are you in, please?
The first paragraph,
Okay.
whereas
Alterations, renovations,
Well, of course, the recitals
cities
aren't.
are making residents
that's
get
not part
permits
of
to
the-
replace siding on their house when they need to replace it and windows and such, so I just wanted to know if that's what his definition of related improvements was.
I could not answer that, ma'am.
Well, first of all, recitals are not a part of the actual enforcement part of the resolution. It's only after the therefore be it resolved portion. So your recitals, which are your whereas clauses, are there to try to introduce and explain. Probably more specific language could have been used in your recital clauses, but you want to focus on paragraph 1 after your be it resolved, and that talks about construction or related work. My interpretation of that would be any type of work that requires a permit. And you know, if there is work that requires a permit and they fail to get the permit, in my younger days, if I was caught speeding and I tried to get out of it by telling the police officer that I didn't know that this was a 45-mile-an-hour speed zone, well, ignorance is no defense of the law. So, you know, if they don't know, they should have known.
Well, that goes back to the question of the ordinances and the municipal code not being accessible to everybody.
Well, they can certainly come into City Hall and ask to pull ordinances. I understand that the town doesn't have an up-to-date code, but, you know, this is certainly not the only town that has that problem.
And again, I know it doesn't help the big picture, but I believe, I just remembered, I went back to January of '24, and everything that you guys have passed should be on the website.
But does that include old codes?
From January of '24, that's it. Until we get codified, there's not much else I can do.
I support the resolution, but I have to agree with the alderman. we're gonna go give people a double a fine when they can't go on and find out what they have to get a permit for or not.
Or you could leave it like it is and not charge them anything and let them keep doing it.
Or call the code department and ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to build this, or I'm about to get this renovated, or I'm about to have this constructed. Am I required to have a permit? I mean, that's what your code department is for, is to call and ask those questions.
And the company this week that was putting up the wooden fence in the golf course was a prominent company. They do a lot of fence work.
Oh, yeah.
They know they need a permit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Any other questions, comments, statements? I have a motion and a second, is that correct?
Correct.
Motion to approve Resolution 2525. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Resolution 2526, authorizing participation in Public Entity Partners, Safety Partners Matching Grant Program. Can I get a motion to hear?
Motion to hear, resolution 2526.
I have a motion to hear from Alderman Bailey. Mr. Ellis?
Yes, Board. We have participated in this grant opportunity several times in the past and requested permission to submit an application for a Safety Partners Matching Grant. This is through our insurance provider, Public Entity Partners. This is a reimbursement grant for safety things, for everything from safety vests to hard hats to safety glasses. I think Mr. Coker's handling that for us. The last time I did it, they base your grant opportunities on your rate you pay, and I believe it's $2,500 max, or the 15. Do you remember?
It's a $2,000
$2,000.
max, so Miss Lori helped me with this one. They'll match us up to $1,000.
Okay, it's $1,000.
It's not a lot, but it certainly helps the wastewater department with our budget.
Again, it's not a lot, but we're going to spend that money anyway, and if we are lucky enough to get the grant, which we have been several times in the past, $1,000, it is a lot, I'll say that.
Don't cost too much if it's for safety.
It's nothing to lose, there's no fee, it's just one authorization to apply for that possible grant opportunity.
Okay. Can I get a motion? Motion to accept Resolution 2526. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second. Is there any discussion or questions from the Alderman? All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Next item, Resolution 2527, authorizing a bid award for storm drain repair. That's hard to say. Can I get a motion to hear?
Motion to hear 2527.
All right, Mr. Ellis?
You guys are aware, we've discussed it in several work sessions, there is a drainage pipe failure in the Oakland Park near the playground. We opened bids on August the 1st, 2 p.m. We had 3 bidders. We had Barnes and Bowers at a bid of $41,137.50. We had D&E Construction that bid $48,375, and we had Wagner General Contractor. Bid was $48,000, I believe that's $856, kind of blurry. Staff is recommending the engineer had done the research and references on the firm, Barnes and Bauer. They were the low bidder. Staff is asking for approval for move forward with this contract for the low bid of $41,137.50.
What all does this consist of?
It's a 36-inch drain pipe, sod, a coupling to join the new pipe to the existing pipe. They're going to build a temporary coffer dam for erosion, pumping if they have to pump any water, because this drain pipes goes from an inlet to the actual lake. And then tie into the existing inlet, that's $1,800, and then backfill material. It is a major safety issue. It's in a park next to a playground.
They say there's a lot of kids there.
All right.
And it's our budget. We have funds budgeted for this, by the way.
Can I get a motion?
I make a motion to approve Resolution 25-27 for the town of Oakland to authorize the bid award for storm drain repair.
Okay. Got a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Is there any discussion? Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Resolution 2528, authorizing to enter into professional services agreement for roadway engineering service. Can I get a motion to hear?
Motion here.
Motion to hear from the Vice Mayor. Mr. Ellis.
Before I discuss briefly, if you look on your, we have a couple of typos on your resolution. If you look at the third paragraph, the last name is misspelled, should be an E instead of an A, and Sackman. Everyone see that? And then also in the fourth paragraph and in section 1. So it's correct in the title. I just want to make that aware, make you aware of that. Sorry. Again, as stated, resolution 2528 will authorize the town to enter into an agreement with Smith, Seckman, Reed, or SSR Engineering. The Public Works Director and myself have been discussing the current process and the engineers we've been using, and we have decided to recommend, like we have in the past with Cannon & Cannon and other engineering firms, we would like to recommend to go with this firm on the 25-26 upcoming paving project. We're just beginning to get that together, but they would do the same thing that other engineers have done in the past. It explains it in their agreement, prepare the bid package, open the bids, do inspection, everything that we expect from people in the past. We just would like an opportunity to try a new firm. Again, we haven't gotten the streets ready. You'll be seeing that once we get that together when we bring it to you. It's for a future project in this upcoming fiscal year.
Is this going to be for the fall, or is it going to be for next spring,
It's falling.
or both?
I don't
No,
know.
I thought we already had our paving thing.
We're doing some now, but
Well, yeah,
there's
yeah.
one more.
I didn't know we did 2 a year. I thought we quit doing that because of November and the temperatures.
Doing one early and one late.
Okay.
Well, on that topic, can I do it? I guess I'll wait till you. Oh, I'll go ahead and tell. Okay, so
Go ahead.
evaluating the streets, we'll do a little sidebar here for a minute, just to let you guys know. I did it for years. Mr. Mullen's done it for years. Not a true science, okay? Just this week, he received a piece of equipment. It's basically a phone camera, AI that he mounts in his truck, and he drives around town and it evaluates your streets. And once we get some more data compiled, we're going to plan to use that device to help us determine what streets, it grades the streets in condition, it rates potholes in condition. Again, we've only had it for 2 days, so I'm not sure it's going to end up panning out. But I want to let you know we're looking at different options, up-to-date options, technology that can help us do better. That way, why did you pave that street? Well, here's a report I can generate that shows you the quality of that street compared to the other streets. Don't know if that's going to work, but I thought it was important to bring it up at this time. I know it's not exactly what we're talking about, but we are looking for ways to improve things and use technology that's available. Hopefully it will work.
So the streets that are listed in here in this proposal, are those the ones that we're looking at repaving?
These were the ones, yes ma'am, these were the ones that were submitted in our preliminary conversation with them. And we will probably tweak this list quite a bit. Any comments, Mr. Mullins?
The streets that's on the list right there, we rode around and looked at, they are the worst streets that I can see in Oakland right now. They're main thoroughfare. And that's the ones that we need to focus on right now. So that's where your biggest traffic is.
That list could change. Again, what we typically do is get a cost estimate. We evaluate these streets. There are multiple ways to repair. You can do an overlay, you can do mill and fill, you can do full depth reclamation. Each one of those has a different fee associated with it. So we're working on a fixed budget and we know what that budget's gonna be. We get a cost estimate, and if it's $100,000 too much, then we modify this list to cut that money out.
Are we still doing some pothole patching?
Yes, sir. Just a few weeks ago, you guys did 3 tons.
Last week,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's a lot of potholes.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of them out there with that rain we had for a while.
And it was,
That camera so far today, I run around, I got 866, I think.
Wow.
We picked up 866 potholes today
Huh.
with that camera.
we're gonna have to tweak it again because it's the second day we've had it, but it's picking up on Highway 64 and 194 and 196, so we'll have to cut those out. But I'm excited about that tool. Hopefully we'll be able to use it.
Can I get a motion?
Motion to accept resolution 2528.
I have a motion to accept. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. Is there any discussion or questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There we go. All right, other items of business. Consideration of lease agreement for temporary office space for Building Codes and Planning Department at 70 Clay Street, unit number 4. This isn't a resolution. I don't need a motion to hear this, do I? Mr. Ellis, would you?
Yes, I can elaborate. You guys are aware that we are currently in a month-to-month lease. We just renewed that, I think in May. Building and Code Department is in a strip mall between a convenience store and a chicken coop. A bay came available across the street from our finance building in the business center right there. Joe and Ed and myself have looked at it several times. It will meet our needs. It will get them closer to the inner workings of the city. They're kind of isolated over there where they're at. Parking is horrible where they're at, especially during lunchtime. And I'm proposing that we enter into a 2-year lease with the location at 70 Clay Street. And one other item to mention, the rent is $300 a month cheaper over there than it is where we're at.
Go with it.
At some point, we're gonna have to quit renting.
Yes.
I
Agreed.
kind of want to make the board aware of something. This is kind of on the same topic, if I can. I just stopped by the activity center because I hadn't been there in a long time yesterday. And all of a sudden, our director popped out. Chase, would you tell everybody where your current office is located?
It's in the closet right there.
It's in the closet of the activity center. There's barely enough room to get in and sit down. He's surrounded by toilet paper and cleaner and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, we're gonna have to do something more permanent in a very fast fashion. I guess tonight this will solve a temporary issue. Does anybody have anything they want to comment on, ask a question about? This is the one, if you're looking at the building, it's on the far right bay?
No, if you're looking at the building, it's the second door to the left.
Okay.
From the left, I'm sorry, second door from the left.
If it's big enough for what we need, we can save $300, go for it. We need to save all we can.
You want to make a motion, Vice Mayor?
Yes, I make a motion to let him go with it.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Wait a minute, I have a question for you, second that.
Yes, ma'am.
Since you're entering into a contractual agreement for this, don't we need a resolution to approve, give someone the authority to enter into that contract?
Defer to Attorney Minor.
Well, you can do it that way. I mean, typically I think under the charter, the mayor has the authority to sign, well, no, the city manager has the authority to sign under the new charter.
Okay, just want to make certain we're covered.
I don't think so.
Okay, is it the mayor?
Yes.
Mayor, yes.
Okay.
But this would suffice. We don't need a resolution.
No,
This is approval from, we need approval from the
no,
board.
it's
Okay.
covered under your
Sounds
charter.
Okay. Got a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor?
Ah.
Any opposed? All right, enjoy your new office. Next, discussion of mayor's travel. You want me to just talk about that?
You can,
Is mine under yours or before yours?
it's under.
Yours is after.
Go ahead.
I got you, Mr. Davis.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I can start if you want me to.
Go
It's
ahead,
up to
I'm
you.
sorry.
I mean, I don't know what you want, I can just tell you what I have written here. This is regarding a trip the mayor took to Washington DC. He called me one day and said I was invited to Haggerty's office in Washington for a meeting. And I said, well, that's great, but we need to notify the board. And he said, well, I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not. And I said, well, you need to notify the
Yeah,
board.
that's what I said.
That's what you said, yeah.
And then,
I'm sorry, I thought his word was secret. I want to keep it a
Well, that was
secret.
something, that could have been mentioned, but I just want to say, I never approved the trip. I don't know what it was for. I didn't book the rooms. I didn't book the rental car. I don't see any invoices. He asked me to put this on the agenda, and I said, do you have any documentation you want to bring? And he said, no. So
well, that's not entirely correct. I did get invited by Senator Bill Hagerty to come to Washington. It was a few days before the meeting. I did call the town manager. I called the town attorney. He said the town manager has the authority to authorize the trip, and I went on the trip. All I'm asking for is simple reimbursement of expenses like any other conference. As a matter of fact, our attorney said, don't even have to get board approval.
It does what now?
Well, first of all, what was the trip about? You said you went to meet, is this more than one person?
Oh, yes.
Or was this just
There were
lunch?
6 people invited. I was the only elected official invited. The others were development. Senator Hagerty I was impressed at his knowledge of West Tennessee and our area.
But why did he want you there of the 6 people?
He wanted me there because I'm the mayor of Oakland. He is focused on development in Shelby, Tipton, and Fayette County specifically. He is focused on safety in this area. If you'll notice, if you watch the news the last couple of months, the FBI director has been down to visit. He specifically knew that Oakland was one of the fastest growing towns. He knew that a lot of people are leaving Shelby County. It was a very good meeting. I got one-on-one time with the senator. More importantly, I got to meet a lot of people on his staff. We have a direct connection to them now. While I was there, I also stopped in Congressman Kustoff's office, and he gave me time, and we discussed things. And things are starting to happen in this area and coming to Oakland. So,
You know, both of those gentlemen have offices in 5 different locations: Memphis, Jackson, Nashville, Chattanooga, and I think there's one more, our Washington office. So you could have met, in my opinion, I'm speaking, anyone with in those cities in order to meet with him and discuss this. In our charter, I do want to point out that in our charter, that in the area that it talks about the board of mayor and aldermen, it clearly states that the mayor, alderman, and town attorney may be reimbursed for actual and necessary, that's the key word there, necessary expenses incurred in the conduct of their official duties, not PR work, not to go when you can actually do that here. Also in our ordinance that we passed, which was Ordinance 2411, we passed it in 2024, that in that ordinance, it clearly states in our travel thing that in order to travel outside the town to transact business, which I don't know what business you had, just to say, okay, that's great, I'm glad you're looking at us, or training on behalf of the town of Oakland, which is either through the MTAS or the Tennessee Municipal League. Those are the issues and the fact that you refused to even bring it up, I mean, rest in peace, our late mayor even brought and got permission to go to a mayor conference in Detroit, which we readily accepted and said, hey, that's great, and we approved it. The fact that you went behind the board, wouldn't even give us the opportunity, and used the word secret. I'm going to keep it secret from the board. Not my word, not his word, but your word. To use money unnecessarily to go on this trip at the taxpayer's expense without asking permission. And also in the ordinance, I know you took a rental car. Clearly in the travel arrangement, it says you must ask prior approval from the budget director. Well, you didn't do that. And I will not recommend that the underhanded way that you perform this, that we would approve thousands of dollars for you to go Washington and have a salad where you could, with Haggard and Kustoff, you could have done that in Memphis. You don't have to, he could tell you the same thing, come to Memphis and say, I'll meet you in Memphis, and you could have done it here. Not all the way traveling and cost these people in the audience their money.
Most of that is incorrect. It was not thousands of dollars. It's a few $100s for it's normal travel.
Your rental car was how much? Just a couple $100?
I'll let you speak.
I got something to say when y'all get through.
This was I don't know what the controversy is. This was official business.
No, it
I
was
got
not.
contacted by a
That's not
United
official
States senator.
business.
The first thing that I did was notify the town manager that I got invited to this meeting. The only way that I could have got board approval was to call a special call meeting, and I don't even know if we had time to do that because we have to give 48 hours notice. Mr. Ellis said, I think it's great, you need to go on this trip.
No,
But,
no,
wait, no,
You can
oh,
stop
no,
right there.
no.
It's not his decision.
But he said he did not know if he had the authority to grant that.
No.
So Mr. Minor chimed in and he said, yes, the town manager does have the authority to grant this. And that's when Mr. Ellis said,
I did not.
Mr. Ellis is the one who looked up airfare travel and said, this is a lot of expense for airfare travel. And that's when I volunteered to rent a car to save the town money. I also worked out a deal with a hotel to save $100 on the night. All I'm asking for is the travel.
I still got something to say when you get through. I've been sitting here quiet, I got something to say.
No, you go ahead, Vice Mayor.
That's a lie. I did
First
not look
thing,
up
I'd
airfare.
like to know,
Mr. Minor, I'm gonna need you to comment.
first thing I'd like to know is why in the world would you take a trip on taxpayers' money when we just raised property tax, sewer, and water?
Because it was official business and it was authorized by the town
That's
manager.
official business. I want you to explain
Oh my
official
gosh.
business to me. I don't understand it. What's official business? What business has Oakland got in Washington right now?
We have federal people who are investing in our area, and to get Oakland to be a part of that, I was requested to be at the meeting.
Well, those people could come to Oakland and talk to us. Also, our Industrial Development Board, which
That's
I
not-
think we just newly
That's
elected.
not where they are. They are not here. They are there. And if you want to meet with them, you go meet with them.
They got a
there-
bigger budget than we do, sir.
I remember last
There were
year-
6 people invited to the, go ahead.
I remember last year when all this travel came up, we agreed that Mr. Ellis and his helper would do the rooms and set the limit on the food. Right, Mr. Ellis?
Yep.
And y'all
We did.
do that.
That's for
But the
conferences.
rest of it was supposed to come before the board before you go anywhere and spend the taxpayers' money. And you bypassed the whole board to do that.
No, that's,
You don't tell me you didn't, because you did.
Mr.
You
Minor.
didn't come to this board.
can you recall these conversations?
Well, I recall us having a conversation. I referred to the ordinances, of course, and it says to qualify for reimbursement, travel expenses must be directly related to the conduct of the town or the business for which the travel is authorized, and that the CAO, which of course is our town manager, may make exception for unusual circumstances.
And
So-
this is an unusual circumstance. It was official town. I was not invited because they like the way I look. I was invited because of the position that I hold as the mayor.
Do you
If
go
there was
everywhere
another
you
mayor,
invited?
they would have done the same thing.
Do you go everywhere you invited?
I was invited.
I said, do you go everywhere you invited?
No, but this is a one-on-one meeting with your senator. I mean, there's only 100 of them. There's only 2 from Tennessee.
They know
If
where
you get
Oakland is. The only ones we've ever had here was Ryan.
Amen,
Gantt and-
No,
Alderman
that-
Cates,
that's Ryan
amen.
Gantt. This is a federal senator that can get us federal money. I'm already, somebody mentioned online, there's a reason the post office is coming up now.
Not because of you, sir.
I'm working, yes.
Not because of you,
I'm
sir.
also working on getting money not only for the park, but
From the
for our
post
current,
office.
Ms. Hummel, for our current wastewater treatment plant. And that's not, there are other things that we're in discussions with.
So are you here tonight begging for the board to approve
No, I'm
payment of your
saying that-
expenditures? Because I
No.
vote that we do not approve this because of the underhanded way you did it. And particularly, you
nothing
clearly said I'm
underhanded about
doing it behind the board's back.
There
That
was-
is not the way we do business in Oakland, sir. Let me point that out to
That's
you.
an
And
incorrect-
Alderman Cates will,
That's
so
an
I vote
incorrect
that we do
statement.
not approve these expenditures.
I was offered to
and
go to
there
a
you
meeting,
go.
it was a few days away, and they said, can you go or not? And I said, I don't know, I have to find out. And that's when I called the town attorney and the town manager, and both of them gave me the authority to go, acting in my official
No.
capacity.
He said no.
Authority to go.
One more time.
He
I
said
did
no.
not authorize this. I told you to go to the board. I would not authorize this.
That is an
I'll tell you
incorrect
before
statement.
the board. I don't know when you were contacted. I don't know when you left. I don't know when you got back. To
You
sit up
do.
here- To sit up here and say.
No,
I
you do.
authorized that is a complete lie.
That is. Had I been going on my own, I would have stayed 2 more days. I got offered to take a White House tour that I turned down because I could not stay an extra day. I was there to do business.
Oh,
Miss
oh my
Hines,
gosh.
I was there to do business and to come home, and that's what I did.
Oh, my.
If this was a pleasure trip, I would have stayed more time.
Well, since we normally vote on invoices to approve, we got 2 coming up, which I understand one's late because of you. That's another issue. Then the other thing is, I do not vote, I will not approve his expenditure
Well,
report.
that's your
Anybody
opinion,
else on the
that's
board can do it. If you don't like it, sue us. Sue us. I'm not going to approve it. And anybody else, they can voice their opinion too. But I say no, sir. You can ask these other people if they're willing to have the guts to stand up to you and tell you that.
I'm not gonna vote to approve it, because I don't think it was anything to do with town business.
Mr. Minor, can you address any of this?
Mr. Minor done said all he needs to say. This board votes on who goes on that, and you went behind the board's back. I mean.
He talked to the town manager.
You, Mr. Minor.
He talked to the town manager and said he has the approval to do this.
And he did not approve it, so there you go. End of discussion.
I don't know why he's saying it now, but he did.
Mr. Minor can't approve it.
No.
You just trying
Does
to
anybody
throw-
want to make a motion?
You just trying to throw him under the bus to cover up the you, is what you're trying to do.
We don't have to make a motion
No,
in
no,
order
no,
to
no.
approve it.
If I was going for myself, I would have taken my own vehicle and I would have stayed longer.
That's what you should have done.
I went to,
No,
I'm voting no on it too.
no, that's 2 no's. We need 3 no's up
okay.
here. Young
Is there
people
any
need to
other
step
alderman who
forward.
Is there any other alderman who wants to make a comment?
I'm staying out of this dogfight.
You're an alderman, you did to speak your piece.
No, she doesn't want to upset the mayor, so that's why she's being quiet.
That's not it. It's just, there's already been enough conflict up here on this board before we all got here. There's issues that have not been addressed related to the codifying of our books that the aldermen do not have yet. And I'm not.
We don't have a budget. We haven't we don't have an audit.
Well, that's not the issue. Y'all getting off base here. There's a point for that. Stay on point. Point of order. We stay on the topic, and then we'll go into Frank Cate's issue that he's got that he wants to talk about. So, 2 no's.
I understand that people have different agendas and they want to play politics, but the point is when a sitting United States Senator requests a meeting with your mayor to talk about business that is relevant to your town and your area, to turn that down, I don't know who would turn that down.
You should have told him,
It
sir,
was
you
a-
should have given me more notice so I could ask my board's permission.
Wait a minute, I could understand it if you were a full-time mayor doing that, but I don't think that's in your job description as a part-time mayor to do that.
Here, here.
Well, the mayor is the face of the town and speaks for the town, and the mayor is the one who gets invited
But
to
you
meetings.
only got a limit that you can go to. You can't just
I
control
went to 2
everything and
meetings
everybody
yesterday.
being a part-time mayor. You got your job classifications just like I have, just like every alderman has, just like Mr. Ellis and all of us has got. You can't
Anybody else have anything to
override your
say?
boundaries just because I can understand if this town was big enough to have a full-time mayor, maybe, yeah, I could see that, but a part-time mayor going up there, I don't understand.
Well, a part-time
it.
mayor
And
doesn't want-
It's not got anything to do with town business as far as I'm concerned.
No, it did not.
That's all we discussed. That is all we discussed.
Well, I say no.
Yes. Does anybody else have anything? Alderman Campbell? Bailey? Okay. Then we will move on to Mr. Cates. You have something that you would like to discuss?
Yes, I do. This concerns Fire Chief Walls. If he wants to step up, I got some questions for you.
Yes, sir.
The truck that you came before the board to buy,
Yes, sir.
did you not quote us as saying that you were gonna put fire equipment on that to put out brush fires, grass fires and stuff?
I think, it might be some
That's
confusion.
yes or no?
No,
Yes, you did. You told us
Well,
that.
maybe-
It's in the
maybe-
minutes.
okay.
You said your reason for it was if it was wet or something, that you could get to it a lot faster with that little truck than you could with a big truck, and it would save time and money. We'll go back and listen to the minutes if you want
If you,
to.
I don't remember that, but I agree with you if you said it.
Is it anything on that truck that's pertaining to putting out fires?
Turnout gear, radios,
Is it something on that truck pertains to putting out fires?
the equipment itself.
Yes.
I mean, all of it's geared toward fire suppression. It's only a 1,500 truck. It's only a half-ton truck. It can't haul water and doesn't have a pump on it.
But does it have any kind of equipment on it pertaining to putting out a brush fire?
It's got some flappers, stuff like that yes, we use for brush fire.
Okay, then my question is, why would you okay an employee to drive that home?
Well, good question, I appreciate it. The vehicle, let me give a little history on the vehicle if I could. We had put in the budget in 2023, 2024 for a 350 Ford 4x4 single cab to replace the 2001 brush truck that we have now. The former CEO ended up taking that out of the budget, and so that was a moot point. Throughout the year of 2023, 2024, we had promoted, that was in the budget, promoted an assistant chief because we definitely needed that position to be able to fulfill the command positions that the fire service has.
But you did that in our last budget, right? In June,
No, it was
last year.
The year before.
Yeah,
the year
last
before.
June.
Yeah, the year before.
Right.
Yeah, and what it was is, it was not in the capital money because their brush truck got cut out of the capital money. Well, during the year, by frugal spending, we had that money left over. So we had that money left over, and that's when I brought it to the board because we had to get the truck before July 1 or we'd lose it. So we wanted a 150 Ford, but they could not deliver that truck by then. Plus, when we found this Ford, or this vehicle at Wilson, it was $1,000 cheaper, and it was $1,500, and we could utilize it for many things. Command vehicle, we do use it for brush fires. It carries equipment. We also use it for hazardous materials, and we use it to pull trailers. But it's also a command vehicle, and we carry mechanic supplies because when we have an engine breakdown, that it's on the fire scene. Now, I know your concern is, where's that vehicle at?
Yes, that's my
All right.
question.
The assistant chief and myself, at 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, a fire call comes in. It's a bona fide fire. I start responding, he starts responding. That's the reason he's an exempt employee. He doesn't get any more money to respond after hours. You guys have been in the fire service, you've been in the military. You have to have a command system. If you don't, you have chaos, you get people hurt or killed. When we're responding, immediately we get on the radio and start laying this battle plan out. Now, our company officer, he gets on scene, he takes immediate command of this fire scene. He's good for about 10 to 15 minutes, then he's so far into it, he has no visibility, nothing going on. He is unaware of what's going on. By that time, your command system has to start forming. We're mandated by that. I've got the mandates, if you'd like me to read them to you. Now, the thing is now, he's on call 24/7, just like I am. If I go out of town, he's it. If he goes out of town, I'll be there. Now we have to, because we don't have battalion chiefs, we're not that lucky yet. Arlington has battalion chiefs. Their assistant chief takes his vehicle home. I don't know where he lives now, but the one before that lived on the other side of Bartlett.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I got off track.
I know, you're going on and on with me, but is it not another automobile that he could drive home? If you told him he could drive one home, what happened to the one you used to drive? And I understand we have an old car sitting here that he could be driving. That truck never should leave his lot if it's something on there for firefighting. If you do, you might well drive a big truck home. I'm just saying, don't you have another choice? Can he not drive the SUV that you were driving or the car that's available?
The SUV I was driving is now the medical truck.
Is what?
it's a medic truck.
What about the car, don't we have
We
an
do,
extra
we
car
do
here?
have an option that I can make that change. and that
Because
truck will be-
I submitted to Mr. Ellis my request on how to deploy the equipment, and he approved it.
We can
through
make that
discussion.
change where that truck will be here every day.
Well, my next question is, in the past, the board has had to vote on who could take cars home. We voted with the police, the head of departments and everybody, the board has voted for this. I don't know about this board, but I don't remember voting he could even drive a car home.
Again, I just went by what the handbook says.
Mr. Frank,
And-
I can address that, the handbook, and that was my decision, I'm gonna, on that. But the first section of town operated vehicles said, that is the town manager's responsibility. It also includes, the police department is called out more specifically, but it does address emergency vehicles and after-hours call, being on call, and that was a decision that we made together. I made the ultimate decision.
Mr. Tom,
I work for the board, and if the board wants us to do something different, I'll do something different.
Tom, we voted for this before. Whose responsibility is it? This is taxpayers' money that we're talking about. This is our responsibility to protect them.
I'd have to go back and see.
We voted.
I know the board has voted that department heads have the right to take on
Right,
vehicles.
we voted, even all the police, and if I'm correct, is Chief Earl still here? I understand when this came up, it was a 29-mile limit. How far, and that's another question, how far does this guy live from
He
work?
lives within the 30-mile
All
limit.
right. It was 29. They had one policeman that was like a half a mile, right, Chief?
Yes, sir.
And we said, okay, we're gonna raise it to 30, a one-time deal, but anything after this, it's no raising. You tell them. I admire him and Sister Gaines. They got one police that can't drive his car home. He has to go to a certain place. I understand he's leaving it at a fire station or a police station.
Yes, sir, he leaves it at a firehouse.
So this, you gotta be fair with everybody.
I understand,
We
sir.
have to vote for
I-
them, we have to vote for you.
Well, I was just going by what the town handbook, I thought that was, I went by the town handbook and went to Mr. Ellis with that, what it says in there about essential people coming back on emergency callback, 24-hour callback. It's stated within the 30-mile, which I do have a copy of the handbook here on section 7, but I'll refer to Mr. Ellis.
Two points if I could, Mr. Frank.
But I'm just saying that if we can't do it now, why did we do it in the past to vote on them taking them home?
Again,
We're trying to protect taxpayers'
And I
money right here.
appreciate you.
yeah, I made that decision, and according to what a handbook of my interpretation, but we are here, the board is convened. If it's legal, if you want to present it to the board for a vote, we can do that.
I want to present it to the board for a vote, because I think this board should control some of this. We're talking about our citizens' tax money. I don't know how the rest of the
All right.
board feels about it.
Is there anybody else got something they want to ask her?
Chief, how far does the assistant chief live?
How far do you live, sir?
Road miles is 28.
So you're inside the 30?
Yes, sir.
But I still think the board should, if we voted for the police, I think we should vote for everybody else.
Well, so, may I just ask this?
Sure.
So if the board's doing it, then that negates the handbook. That means the handbook is no longer valid,
The board votes to approve the handbook.
Yes.
and they did.
So if there's inconsistency between the handbook and what the board has I know the board has voted about police patrolmen and their take-home rights.
And the head departments.
And it may be that the board just needs to place on the agenda a specific vote with regard to the fire department as well, since if there is an inconsistency between the board's vote on take-home vehicles and the handbook, but the handbook was approved by the board.
I know, but you still gotta be fair with
Well,
everybody. I'm not picking on him.
Oh, I
I'm just trying
understand
to be
that, sir.
fair
But
with
Trust me, I
the
understand
police.
that.
But more importantly, there needs to be consistency, and if there's
Right.
inconsistency, that needs to be resolved.
Okay.
Oh, I understand that, Mr. Cates.
I'm just trying to be fair with everybody.
So does the board want to prepare something for next month's meeting?
Hold on,
Yes.
hold on.
Comments?
Do you have something?
Mr. Harvey, I have.
Hold on, let Marilyn go. I'm sorry, Alderman Austin.
If we have an extra vehicle
Yes,
that Lieutenant can use,
yes,
that doesn't have any fire equipment on it,
yes.
if that's the issue, I can resolve that tomorrow or
Thank
soon.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
That was the same thing I had.
Okay. Well, if he's at home, is he called to scenes from home?
Yes.
Okay, so it's kind of like, we let the police take them home because they can respond to scenes faster.
Yeah, and just to put, since it is a pickup truck, because we'll not purchase any other vehicles anymore except medical trucks, except pickup trucks, so they give you a lot more versatility. That's what most fire department chiefs and assistant chiefs drives around. But the vehicle also carries hazardous material, stuff that we don't need immediately, that the guys are already on scene, we can't go back and get. We also carry mechanic stuff. What was it you placed on the 31-year-old pumper the last time? That was on the 2008. Yeah, replace that, saves us about $5,000. So we carry that because then we'd have to tow it back to the station. So it uses a variety of things, but I understand Mr. Cates' concern.
Could I make a suggestion, Mayor? You've already got it down now as an agenda item, take-home vehicles. The board could clear this up tonight by specifically allowing the assistant fire chief the right to a take-home vehicle, provided that it is not a vehicle that has fire suppression apparatus or something along those lines. You're teed up under your agenda to address this tonight to clear all of this up if you want.
Well, and the reason I was asking is department heads get a vehicle to take home. I assume that's a perk for being a department head. Police get to take them home because it's a safety issue and they can respond faster. But now we're dealing with an assistant. So I want to make sure that if the assistant fire chief needs to respond in the same fashion a police officer would respond, that's fine. I just don't want every assistant in every department to start getting vehicles.
You know, it's like if my wife talks me into going to downtown to eat, well, it's on him then, because I'm away from my vehicle, I can't get to it. Now, if we have a big instance, I'm driving home to get my vehicle to come, but he's already coming. If I go out of town, even though I'm a department head, I bring my vehicle up here and I park it, just in case something happens. As a matter of fact, we're getting it now to where if something happens to me, something happens to him, we're going to have one of our lieutenants bump up to ride battalion chief, because we're mandated by law, and I will be happy to show you, but it's not even that. It's safety of the public and their firefighters. But I do appreciate Mr. Cates.
What are the wishes of the board?
If Mr. Harvey,
I think
you might don't mind me saying, if Mr. Harvey can get him a vehicle, as long as it has sirens and lights and everything.
It don't have to have all that.
Yes, it does. He has to respond to
Okay.
emergency.
He needs an emergency lighting system and siren coming from 28 miles away. He just can't drive 100 miles an hour.
And we'll have to have radios, because the radios that are in this vehicle, just like mine, it allows us to talk to anybody in the state. We can talk to the police department, the sheriff's department. We can talk to TEMA, Tennessee Emergency Management. We can talk to FEMA. And those radios is a very key issue. That's the reason we built this truck out the way it's built.
So Mr. Harvey can secure the car being safe for him to respond with the radios, lights, and sirens. I don't have a problem with him taking a car home or another car that's not equipped on fire suppression.
Any other comments? Because I can do that.
Do I need a motion?
Yes.
I make a motion to leave that truck here and he can drive the car home.
Could I at least, in the motion, have enough time to get a vehicle prepared?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. And Mr. Cates,
Not no
I
Martha
don't, I always respect you and you respect me.
Thank you. I make a motion on that.
What's the motion?
I make a motion that the truck stays here with the fire department, and if it's okay, then drive one of the cars home.
I think the motion needs to be more specific toward the
Yes.
allowance of a take-home vehicle to the assistant fire chief.
Okay.
And I think the chief
Okay.
knows what we want. He can
Yes,
handle
sir.
that.
Mhm.
Can you restate your motion?
As he says, it has to be equipped.
Yeah, we'll end up, I'll work with Mr. Ellis on getting getting this done.
That the car would be equipped with safety equipment,
What should the motion be?
Well, just a properly equipped,
properly equipped with
take-home
safety.
vehicle.
For the assistant chief.
To allow the assistant chief to take.
Yeah, he can drive his car home.
Okay.
I second the motion.
Well, I'm trying to clarify what the motion is.
I think that was it.
I think basically,
I think.
that the
would-
assistant chief
would it
would be
be
allowed.
Like you
okay-
said it.
Would it be okay for him to make a motion to just let the assistant fire chief take a vehicle home?
With safety,
Okay. Can that be your motion?
yes.
Okay. Second.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion passes.
Thank
Enjoy
you
your
all.
new vehicle.
Thank you.
Okay, now, we have something on an invoice.
Yes, we have two things on the invoice in front of you. Before I discuss them, I would like to point out a couple of typos on the front page. If you guys get that in front of you, under the first invoice, the invoice date shows 2020. It was actually 2022.
2022, yeah, that's interesting.
And then the second typo, under department, on the second invoice, that needs to be changed to Park and Rec Department. So on the first invoice in 2020, the previous park director had some work done on a school board at Oakland Elementary. It was work that we were responsible for, and he got a PO, it's all in your packet. The problem with that was the vendor did the work, and they sent the invoice to the school system. It took 3 years to get to us. So we owe the invoice and recommend paying.
Hold on.
Yes,
I
yes.
can't hear. Hey, chief. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, did everybody get that? They did the work, 2022, sent the invoice to the school board. We just received it, so that's why it's before you guys. It was a budgeted item, it was a PO was gotten, procedures were followed. It's just, we received it and we need to pay it.
This is 3 years old.
Yes, we just received it, last week. The second one is there's a narrative in there that explains the history. We have a permit for the dam inspection of the Oakland Lake.
Yes.
Is that the one where the fishing rodeo is?
Yes, ma'am. And we also, every year, we have an annual inspection, and there's a $500 fee for that. So the information for this fee and the permit was emailed, and it never got addressed, and we got a phone call this week that, hey, your permit's expired and we need our money. So just because the permit was expired, and it's been since, I believe, April, when the original email was sent, I wanted to bring it to you guys for approval. It's non-negotiable, it's something with the state of Tennessee we have to do.
Well, I guess.
They do it every year, right?
Can you tell me how that got from April and it didn't get turned in for renewal?
They emailed the wrong person.
Who
I mean-
did it go to?
It
went
says
to-
in the letter it went to our mayor. Do you not check your email at home, sir? To have it for
No, I checked
now
the-
is August?
I
It said
checked
it
the-
emailed to you in April?
I checked the email, and they said, if you're not the right person, let us know. And I said, not the right person, get in touch with him.
So you didn't bother to print it out and bring it in and say, someone needs to tell these people, you just handed it to them the other day?
There's no kind
That's a
of
little
late
late.
fees.
And plus, being so late because of it, when you got the first time, we could have incurred late fees and charges on this. I mean, it's one thing when the ex-park director is no longer employed, but, can't reach him, but, one thing to have a sitting mayor
Well,
that
I
doesn't
think
check his
he-
email.
I checked my email, I handled it appropriately, it's before you tonight. I'm a little more concerned of why we're getting a 3-year invoice. How did they just find that? Why did this not come up in a school board audit any time in the last 3 years?
I guess you need to ask somebody at the school. I don't know. I'm just telling you, we got it last week and I brought it to you guys. Can't answer anything else.
Well, I'm just glad TDEC didn't charge us any. It looks like 500 is what they're asking. They're not asking
So
for
is it
late
too
fees
late
and
to fill
charges.
out another
No, sir.
for
we'll have that.
application?
No, we'll have that done. I just want to get you guys.
Was you ever notified?
No, sir.
Everybody needs to check their
Anybody?
email. I make a motion to adjourn.
Well, we have to,
do something with this.
we have to do something with the invoices.
Oh, all right. I make a motion to approve the invoices.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to adjourn.
We're adjourned. Oh!
Yeah, I just gotta get some feelings in my leg.